Alright, so we got PBM versus Bixbyraps. This was suggested by Bixby, right? And yeah, let's check it out. For the people for Bixby, you'll probably get this through a Google Drive link because Discord doesn't even allow 1 minute videos, and God knows how long this is gonna be, right? So yeah, let's get into this. And if I ever post this on YouTube, right, this is a 2-round battle. So I'm doing both rounds in one video. So you have 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and you have very long ones. So yeah.
It's funny how you talk about my music. You say I'm fire, then on call with rep you admit I lost battles and got a flat tire. You got angry at me for snitching on YouTube, or cause you didn't want to handle that rep. You didn't care about most battles, and it cut your cord acting like you know about a rap in bars. But when you dropped the song and you didn't want to send it to me cause you knew it.
I'm gonna say one thing. When you're doing a slow beat like this, you have to have some sort of rhythm, right? Because slow beats are the easiest ones to get rhythm on anyways, right? Because if you're going on one that's like 150, that's much harder. You have to control your pace much more. You have to be on a key, right? But this, you really have to be on rhythm, right? You're not really much on rhythm, right? It's more of that staccato do. And then, but you're also doing this on a beat that's not meant for that. It's meant for something more like a do, right? You're kind of going way too slow on a slow beat, which is not good. Other than that, not much other stuff to say right now. Let's keep going.
Wasn't gonna help you move like cars, and for a long time you were writing Knox, acting like he was a good rapper when you were in my DMs agreeing with me, saying he should have his channel terminated in the crapper. Speaking of terminated channels, we both lost some, but the difference is I gained popularity as a rapper and you made playlists because you were too scared to write music cause you knew you would suck, and you lost everything in the dust of Thanos. Yeah, we got put in this tournament and I gotta kill the hunter. He thinks he's gonna shoot me with his sniper, but his bullets jam and it's gonna be a gunner. Bixby always trying to troll me, but when we ask him to make music, he gets all scared and acts really shady.
Not that bad of a first track. Overall, you definitely have to improve the flow, right? A lot of the bars are more mid or whack, right? If I'm being completely honest, you also have to control yourself, control your the topics you're on, right? Because you're like rushing through topics, you're shoving things in too much, stuff like that. Overall, not that bad of a first track. Is it though? Yeah. All right, let's check out the response.
I know how to load the clip, you're too dumb to shoot a gun. You know how to bring up shit, but then you go.
Well, first things first, the production is not great, but okay.
I know how to load the clip, you're too dumb to shoot a gun. You know how to bring up shit, but then you go and fucking run. You don't know about the chicks, all you do is suck dick. Stop bringing up dead relatives, you fucking prick.
Between me and you, I win because you smoking crack. At this point, just quit. Your rapping sounds like fucking ass. We made him into fucking ash. 2 minutes of fucking trash. You'll never win a good battle, cause all you do is duck facts. You went away and stitched a board. What are you, a fucking minion? Then you cry on people's health wars cause you hate their damn opinion.
I'm better than you, Patrick, and I know that you hate this. You're literally 20 living in your mom's basement. This ain't hard, just take 10 if you can't rap without breathing. Oh wait, you can't rap, you don't know what the hell you're needing. 10 minutes, you hella greedy, send his ass to hell for greetings. Take him down to church for the peace, but you can't keep a treaty. Your bars make no sense, maybe stop rapping off topic. Try responding to this track, your shit ain't gonna be catastrophic. Quit talking on my songs or I'll send your ass to Mars. Last time I heard your songs, no one said you're spitting bars. You spoke about my send your ass to Mars. Last time I heard your songs, no one said you're spitting bars. You spoke about my knock tape.
That Mars bar, come on, man.
Your ass to Mars.
That Mars bars was ass, but
Last time I heard your songs, no one said you're spitting bars. You spoke about my knock steak, that shit was made months ago. What argument is that? My take has been different, bro. I didn't think I'd suck, I just didn't like that song. Am I not allowed to make playlists? What are you on? Quit with all these gun bars, you don't know how to use them. Quit manipulating Spencer, bitch, you mentally abuse them. Admit you lost to chaos, his diss on you was quite gruesome. Telling me I got no balls, but you never grew some. Rapping shit for years, why the hell is...
Nice. Gruesome, nice. That's nice. That's a nice rebuttal. I have to give you that. That's a nice rebuttal right there.
Telling me I got no balls, but you never grew some. Rapping shit for years, why the hell is it you can't rhyme? Talking flat tires, but you're 20 and you can't drive. You came out here spitting trash, saying you got more heat. I knew you lost to chaos when you tried to use the board beat. I was going to ignore it, but you mentioned my name. We only fought in the private, pussy, stay in your lane. I can paint a bigger picture, but you don't got a frame. If you want me to remember, but you ain't worth a thing. You went into group chat, spreading false narratives. Think before you say shit in a GC with kids in it. When Spencer joined the call, I could see your heart ripped into you've clown disabilities. But this ain't surprising, dude. Every time you join the call, the combo just gets denser. This battle's more one-sided than your feelings for Spencer. I'm trying to delete you, the community don't need you. Always hating gay, but you was begging.
I don't have to give you anything, but this is because this rhyme schemes is not a great diss track. You say you won't reply it, but you will when I drop that diss. But first I gotta get Gabe to make that verse for the song.
In for features. Nobody likes you, Patrick. Always don't need you. Always hate.
2024. Damn, this was a long time ago.
Be in Hollywood, how I stepped on Patrick's star. I got Patrick always taking shit too far. I might be gay, but you was begging him for features. Nobody likes you, Patrick, always taking shit too far. I might be in Hollywood, how I stepped on Patrick's star. I got Patrick spacing out, thinking all his shit is hard. Put his ass in jail so I can talk to him through the bars.
The guy that is the biggest joke, he sure don't understand one. If your coffin made it in a church, the pew I'm sure to stand one. There's no point to prove you wrong, since your ego can't deflate. When you dropped a fake ass diss, that's how I know that you got pissed.
Hip-hop is a sport and I'ma make that shit my hobby. You're a 5-year-old child in a grown man's body. You ain't shit but a fucking retard. Maybe try biting instead of going all bar. Yeah, I shot you with a sniper straight through the heart. Yeah, I'm made of iron, just like Tony Stark. Once you heard this track, you knew I killed you from the start. I'm not
Iron Man, Tony Starks. Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's much better ways to flip that though. Flip iron, right? I mean, like, what didn't M say that's how much I earn, right? There's a lot of ways to flip it. I don't think that's one of them.
Iron, just like Tony Stark. Once you heard this track, you knew I killed you from the start. I'm not scared to battle, bitch. This isn't fucking hard. You're not a nice person, bro. You're just a fucking narcissist. Gay as fucking Spencer's house. We know you're fucking closeted. All you do is diss. You don't make nothing positive. Always hanging out with kids, but Scorpion called you a bitch.
I heard your fucking diss, bitch. I ain't bust a sweat. We're talking on my family when your life is a mess. Go lay down on that bed in jail, call it a rest. You don't have a clue on what you're doing. Stop fantasizing incest. Clue on what you're doing. Stop fantasizing incest.
And then I said you look like you... What? Okay, first of all, doxing somebody is not the best thing that could happen. Come on, man. What? There's either more context to this that he didn't provide, or he just completely wrong on this take. Because you tried to talk about... Alright. Yeah. Overall, round 1, I do have to give it to Bixby. Round 1, I have to give it to Bixby. Round 2, let's see. You made a 10-minute track. You better rebuttal a lot of stuff in this 10-minute track then.
The situation and from fight. You say that I run from fights when I bring up things, when people talk crap about me, and then when I respond, y'all don't even look at the situation and read me saying I don't know about chicks when I got with some in high school, and so far you're 16, don't got something fool. Say
What? That's the what? No, that's not a good rebuttal. Come on, dude. Come on.
Saying I don't know about chicks when I got with some in high school and
One. That's not a good thing, by the way. That's not a good thing. Like, yes, you got with somebody, but if you're saying you got somebody with high school, like, one, like, if you're already past high school, then that's not a good thing. That's the first thing. Two, if you said, what'd you say?
so far you're 16, don't got something fool. Saying I only suck men when at least I could pull more of those than you can.
Saying I suck, man, at least I can pull more of those than you. That's just saying you're gay. What?
Talk about me, bring up dead people when you talked on Hugo's mom and dad and told him to kill himself, acting all lethal. You say I'm smoking crack when this crackhead worked harder on music in 5 years than you ever had. You say 2 minutes of trash when you have 3 minutes of filler and respond repeated lines of me being in jail and running away, and then use the Hunter reference because half of your bars are you showing off and no rebuttals is just bad. And you say I should quit when you're the one who said you should quit on a Discord call because you don't like your own tracks. And then you say
A lot of these rebuttals aren't the best, but we'll let it keep going.
Discord call because you don't like your own tracks. And then you say I sound trash when you don't like your voice on the mic, and that's tracks. Yes, I went to board and I acknowledged that, but you got mad.
That's the best response. You can't call somebody trash and not like your own voice. That is actually you could, but that doesn't look great for you.
Yes, I went to board and I acknowledged that, but you got mad at me for
Also, you're much better at singing on beat this time, so good job.
snitching to him because you hate we expose music plans and community issues, and you get hit with a baseball bat. You're not better than me, Bixby, and you know this because you said yourself you will never make it to the top of the music artist. I get mad at health bars opinions because they are toxic in DMs, and then compare me to people like Vertex, and then when I make one on them they start getting mad and roaring at me like a T-Rex. Yeah, I live in my mom's basement. What are you on about? Yeah, I was underground making tracks while you were in your bedroom learning them out. And sure, I do breathe on my tracks cause I usually pause when you're the one. Sound like you did a one take, sound like Dax the one.
Yeah, but the problem with that is you're admitting to stuff. That's not a good thing, though. You cannot admit to stuff. Yes, you're flipping them, but if you're admitting to stuff, you have to flip them in a way that the other person was doing the exact same or doing stuff worse than that. You cannot be admitting them and also be... You cannot be admitting them and then just moving on to the next verse. It's not great. Or next bar.
You're the one, sound like you did a one take, sound like Dax the one who was a scam and fraud. You say I needed 10 minutes when you're the one pushing for me to do it because you want to see your enemies go through it.
Not that bad. Is this it? There's still 7 minutes. Okay, so that beat's done. And then the second beat.
Who follows gotta make talk about your peace with church when you're the one who follows gotta making bars about how leave him up in there and give him a curse. You say my bars make no sense and I'm rapping off topic when you're the one who said I rap good for being autistic. You really need to stop it. You say I'm not catastrophic when you making jokes about putting me in jail because my distance are really atomic. You got no space to talk about bars because I seen that crap in your comments and it leaves scars. Don't even try to bring up those knocks takes because you're the one every few months changing your opinion from a fan take to fake. You don't even like your songs cause you hate your voice and people have to convince you that you're not bad, to reconsider your choice. You say I don't know how to use gun bars, you're using a shotgun on me to show you that you're hardly say I manipulate Spencer when you and the rest of that VC code trying to force him to stop talking to me, and I made admitting to losing to chaos because he was mid to me when you're the one who admitted to my face he took defeat. You say I never grew some balls when it took members to try and get the rapping, and at first you wanted to stall. You saying I can't rhyme when our schemes are pretty close all the time. You say I'm 20 and can't drive when you're trying in real life. In the community you're in my backseat and I'm in the control and I thrive. I dropped a short track with light jabs just to bait university to clap back. Nah, you can't ignore me because we fought in the tournament, because we were put in this fight and we were the ones who have to earn it. And sure, we fought in the DMs and that was supposed to be private, but now it's a battle and I can tell everyone and it won't hide. You hated that I called you the R word in DMs when we fought in that past, and you used that word in the community post on me when we fought back in November. And how am I the one when we both have the same disability? Remember, you say you can paint a bigger picture but don't got a frame when you're still scared to show your face in Hunter's cloak. You just can't see him in vain.
Not bad, but a lot of, just as I said before, a lot of the things you're saying, you're openly admitting to stuff. You're not flipping them in a creative way to make him look like the bad one. That's the thing. And when you are trying to flip them, they're not as damaging as what he said. Like the gruesome bar, right? Like gruesome, like, you're not doing enough to flip them back. That's the issue. And I think that's something you can work on a lot, especially in battle rap. If your opponent says something and you're trying to find a way to flip them back, you can take your time to do it, but you have to flip them back so it's more damaging, right? You're not quite doing that yet. So I'm getting sensitive for this beat.
You said you would not talk about it. If I went into group chat spreading false narratives, you're the one who fought Scorpion Discord twice, and just like me, you said you would not talk to him again, and you still gave him music advice.
This gasp, you can't have the gasp. You can't have that little gasp on there. I've learned it the hard way, and I think you should probably learn that too.
Wasn't heartbroken when Spencer joined the call because he left it shortly after I left and still talked to me after you had the ball. You say I claim disability, stop using that against me when—
I'm gonna say this: if you're doing an acapella, you cannot be doing the same thing you always do, right? When you're doing an acapella, you cannot be doing that staccato where you're going because it just sounds like a malfunctioning computer, and it doesn't work that well.
You're the one saying you have the worst autism and took defeat. You're saying every time I join the call and everything gets denser when we talk all the time and we have fun. Can you please help me with something better? You say this battle is one-sided when you and the rest were already saying I lost before I respond and divided the community, which they can delete me, but they can't because they know I'm a top rapper in the community, and now they know they can't call me weak. And sure, I wanted to feature with Gabe, but you're the one who wanted to feature with me when you first met me, so why are you trying to throw shade? You say I take things too far when you're the one rating me in stars because you're weak and can't handle the scars. Yeah, you stepped on my star and that's in Hollywood charts, but how you let me be named after a fish that made more money than you could in thick bars. You say I'm the biggest joke when they support me. You talking about the church not
biggest fish. Oh, I never mind. I get it now. Never mind. That's not bad then.
Me be named the biggest joke when they support me. You talking about the church not being able to stand me, but if they heard what you did, you wouldn't have fun. Let's talk about the ego when you're calling me the one in the first round. You acted
everything's just so rushed. Everything's so rushed. You're rushing through all the topics. You got to, right? You can address all of this in a 5-minute response. You can do it in a 5-minute response. You have to slow down and be creative. That's the thing. When it comes to diss tracks, you have to be creative. Your opponent used creative ways to diss you. Now you have to do the same. You have to find clever wordplay, clever flips, and clever rebuttals. Right? That's what. Right? Which is why that gruesome bar definitely still hits now. It definitely hits much more.
Talking, Revy acknowledged it, son. Calling me a grown man child in a grown man's body when you're 16 and throw fits when he doesn't get his way. Iron Man doesn't use.
That's not a great rebuttal because you're a grown man, but he's 16. 16 is not a grown man. Well, some states it's there's consensual stuff that can go on, but still not a grown man.
Since he uses blasters a pound, but my bubblegum blast can stick you to the ground. If this isn't a hard battle to me, then you wouldn't be trying so hard to bring the heat. You say I'm a narcissist, that's funny to me because he also never admit you're wrong, and how about you take a seat? Stop talking about me hanging out with those kids when you're in their servers with me and watching their vids. You talk about how I like child incest, and I'm the one that's completely at fault when she was started in 2021 about my sister when he mentioned her in his Black Friday diss on me and saw all of that and disproved all of that and blocked him because he's nothing but a screwball. And you're showing the screenshot where a ℙ.𝔹 sauce when before that I was on call with him in 2024 and he found where I lived and stopped talking to him because that's on me with what he could have caused. Yeah, I did.
Okay, now it's just more getting into you explaining stuff, right? Which is still not bad, but
need help to mix. You needed help because you knew you couldn't do it yourself in that diss.
alright, now the last one. Crash Outlaw, okay. 12 minutes, oh man.
Let's talk about the fact that you brought up popularity. You view your own stuff just to act like it's a rarity. You play it like your normal views are high, bro, barely. Quit chasing all that clout, bro, stop thinking this a charity. How the hell you losing to me, dude? That's a scary scene. That diss wasn't better, bro, that was just a parody. You can't even compare to me, you can't touch a hair on me. Patrick never be a star till he underground, so I'll bury him. This ain't even fair to
nice
see.
internal
Patrick
right
is
there.
embarrassing. I ain't trying for real, I'm just botting brother sparingly. Rap is not for you, so go get a job in a cubicle. Got your dad in a suit, pulling up to your funeral. Patrick is a junior, this is more than just a last name. Every time I murder you, every time I blast flames, it don't only burden you, it's burdening his dad's name.
I get it, but not well executed.
Damn, this is really what you hate to see. Patrick Beeson Jr. just ruined his dad's legacy. Dislocated your knee, that's the only leg I see. Guess you got no leg to stand on, you can barely stand the heat. You fell down the stairs.
Legacy, leg I see, okay. That's not bad.
That's the only leg I see. Guess you got no leg to stand on, you can barely stand the heat. You fell down the stairs, it makes sense why you can't stand defeat. This an easy win for me, I ain't even have to try. Why the hell you need 10 minutes, wasting hella time. You eating all these marijuana cookies, are you sky high? That's what you sound like on these tracks, but don't let it fly. I'm about to eat, and you just made the reservation. Quit flexing views on all your songs, that's desperation. Still can't flow on a decent beat without the respiration. Every time you beef with a child, you start.
No, you're not. I'm not reading all the screenshot, but I'm just looking through it. Alright.
Defamation. How's pulling more guys than me a flex, dog? I am straight, you're unable to get girls, bro. You're not by your fucking gay. Half of all your content is just you, dog. I am straight, you're every time you beef with a child, you start defamation. How's pulling more guys than me a flex, dog? I am straight, you're unable to get girls, bro. You're not by your fucking gay. Half of all your content.
I said that. Yeah. Pulling more guys is not a flex. It's really not.
Me a flex, dog. I am straight, you're unable to get girls, bro. You're not by your fucking gay. Half of all your content is just you letting the beat play. Stop using that as a strategy to extend the fucking track length. You admitted you're the reason that we fight, bro. Just stop, you're still the one that runs away from it, ho. You a con. I never once told Hugo to kill himself. You lying out your ass, bro. Go check your mental health. Yes, I talked about his family differences, I owned up to it, but you did the same shit, so learn how to grow up through it. Any chance you get to bring up the past, all you do is dwell. You split open your head, you went down some stairs and fell. Manipulating situations, what you think you casting spells? But you told me to kill myself and said my dad was in hell.
Okay, whoa.
How the hell I have 3 minutes of failure? Pause. You was in my DMs admitting that you lost. You took 6 days to drop a 10-minute track. You don't take your time to write, you just want to be fast. I hope you realize that a move like that is quite whack. Your rapping hasn't gotten better, you still sound like you're smoking crack. Yeah, you've had 5 years and you still sound the same. Keith said you dish just for content on your page. Even if you blew up, you just cry on the stage. Even if you got a job, you still couldn't make a wage. If I didn't like my voice, then why'd I drop the song? This is checkmate, bitch. You're nothing but a pawn. Thanks for admitting on the the track that you're a snitch. You're wrong about the conflict that you start, cause all you do is bitch. Bring up shit on the track that we addressed already. I debunked it in the DM, still used it hella petty. How the fuck did my song have nothing but filler? You listened to my song and you said that it was killer. You said it was the best diss ever made on.
You're getting your ass beat, bro. That's good. That's good.
Filler. You listened to my song and you.
That's good. I mean, this is, yeah. You cannot say someone won round 1 and beat you out and beat your diss track and also say it's filler. Well, you can, but that would mean both tracks were god awful and you had to pick one of them. But in most cases, both of you just lost that round, really, if that's the case. But yeah, you cannot say someone had a better diss. And what was that screenshot earlier that he pulled up? Yeah, you cannot say your track is good while also saying it's filler. You can't. You just really can't. Yeah, his diss was good and longer. You cannot say someone's diss was good and also say that it's filler. You cannot do that.
Best diss ever made on you. I don't get the logic song and still used it hella petty. How the fuck did my song have nothing but filler? You listened to my song and you said that it was killer. You said it was the best diss ever made on you. I don't
and that's
get
how you catch a person like that. That's how you catch somebody like that.
the logic. Like I said, take your time to write, dude. You've gone 5 years and went nowhere with these raps. You think strategy's long disses and it's honestly just sad. You know I killed you with that first diss that I had. I will put you in that coffin when I'm smoking your pack. You said you dated chicks. Again, that's a fucking lie. How the fuck you doing? Coffin when I'm smoking your pack. You said you dated chicks. Again, that's a fucking lie. How the fuck you doing that but fights make you run and hide? You said you'd lose to me in a fist fight, so piss off. Your head looks like a football during fucking kickoff. The suffix is a junior, ironic you're a spin-off. My last track was plain, this one is the liftoff.
That will never be your music, bro. You will never take off. Instead, when people hear your music, they'll just click off.
That's not bad. This first is not bad. Probably not gonna listen to the rest of this, honestly.
That to justify shit you say
Yeah,
chaos did.
But honestly, that first verse is really enough, honestly. And I'm gonna keep this very, very simple, right? All 4 tracks. I'm not gonna get to the last 9 minutes of this because I don't want this to extend for longer than 30 minutes. We're already at 27, right? But overall, 4 tracks. Bixby won round 1 and 2, right? It's just that's how it is, right? I'm gonna keep it very simple, right? PBM or Patrick, right? I'm not sure what your name is, but I will say this. You have potential, right? But there's 2 things you need to work on. One is you need to change up the style sometimes on different verses. You need to find a style that fits each beat. Not each beat or acapella fits the same. That's 1. 2, just some of the punches and rebuttals have to be better. Because a lot of the rebuttals, you're openly admitting to something, but you're not doing enough to flip that back on the person, right? Like, I don't know, saying you pull more men than another person, that's not a good thing, especially if you're a guy. And 2, unless you're openly proud to be gay, and 2, that's just not always great, right? But that's what I have to say. I do think Bixby won 2-0, right? Those are my thoughts. I haven't even listened to the rest of the 9 minutes, right? But the first 3 minutes, honestly, is enough to really win a battle anyways, right? But yeah, let me know what you guys think, right? If I even post this on YouTube. But yeah, to you two, that's how I feel, right? Bixby, I do think you have a good voice. You have a good voice for rap. Mixing could definitely be better on that first track. Or you got good bars, right? But it's just more inconsistent, right? I would say it's a bit inconsistent, and that's something I have too, right? I'm inconsistent as well, right? I can come up with clever schemes, but I'm not always the most consistent when it comes to that, right? So that's all. That's what I have to say, right? For Patrick, there's definitely potential, but also a lot to improve on. And for Bixby, you got a voice, you got clever schemes. Now I think it's just the point to get more consistent with them. But that's what I gotta say. And for YouTube, I'll see you guys next time. And for Bixby, I'll be looking forward to seeing some of your music. And with that being said, I'll see you next time. Peace.